Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Rose to Row and Astrology. I'm your host, Mel Rose, and today is Monday, September 30, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thanks for checking in on your regular current astrology. As above, so below. As you know, if we can get a clue as to what kind of energies are at play on a universal level, then we know what kind of energies are at play in our lives because we are part of the universe. And that gives us a little bit of an advantage or a leg up, a little heads up as to what's coming up can always help us be prepared for those boundaries and limitations or opportunities or surprises that might be coming along. So that's one of the reasons I follow astrology. I'm so glad you're here to follow it with me. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are feeling happy and well and loved and blessed and whole and supported. Here in beautiful Lee Summit, Missouri, I feel very happy and well and loved and blessed and whole and supported. It's a gorgeous morning out here, very sunny, a little chilly. I've got the window open so I can hear the birds and just enjoy the air. Just gorgeous. And I'm happy that you're here with me. Before we get started, if you want to give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, that all helps me a lot. And I love hearing from you all. So if you leave a comment down below, I will find it and respond to you. Let me know where you're tuning in from, what your sun sign is, how long you've been watching, any of that. We've got lots of new people in here, and I'd love a chance to say hello to you. Okay, so astrology. The sun is in Libra today, and this is a time when we are looking at our relationships to other people, but also to the stuff and things that we like, love, and can't get enough of. Libra is ruled by Venus, which is about those things on a personal level that we value, that we desire, that we try to draw into us. And when I say striking the balance, this is really about, not giving too much and not taking too much. It's about giving as good as you get. So the example in a relationship, and this can be any relationship from your most private and intimate romantic relationship all the way to your boss, your clients, those people that you're volunteering with out there in the social and civic atmosphere. So all of these relationships require a certain amount of balance. You have to be giving as good as you get. There has to be reciprocity. So sometimes we find in these relationships that, oh, I'm giving a lot and I'm not getting back what I think would be fair for that. I'm not getting the reciprocation that I need for what it is that I'm giving. And in those situations, we're going to maybe think about giving less if we can, or maybe there's a conversation, a negotiation. This is a time to be advocating for ourselves, okay? So that we can make sure that what we're giving is being properly compensated, being properly returned to us, okay? That's very important. And then on the other hand, there might be situations where somebody else is giving a lot to the situation, and maybe we realize we're not showing up as much as they are, or we're not giving as much to the situation as maybe we advertised that we would. So that's the time to step up, to either give more, or again to have that conversation, that negotiation that says, "Hey, I don't know how to reciprocate exactly as much as you're giving. So maybe we need to find a different balance in this relationship." So that's relationships with people, but it can also be your relationships with the stuff and things that you like, love, and can't get enough of. Chocolate is my favorite example. I love chocolate. I would eat chocolate all day, but chocolate all day is not good for my body. I need other things in my diet. I need to be doing other things with my body than just eating chocolate. So I have a little bit. I have a reasonable amount in the evening before I go to bed. While I'm watching the television, I enjoy a little bit of chocolate, right? And if I decide one day to eat chocolate all day, I can do that, definitely. But it's, what I get out of that is not going to be as satisfying as I think that it might be, right? It's going to make me feel a little sick, a little under the weather, because I have only put chocolate in my body for the day, right? So we just want our behaviors, especially for the things we like, love, and can't get enough of, to be somewhat balanced. We want to be responsible about them, okay? So that's the sun in Libra. The moon is in Virgo today, and it is a balsamic moon, which means it's the last little sliver of moon before we get to the new moon on Wednesday. This is a time creatively when we are pushing things out, when we are letting things go, really making room in our homes and in our creative spaces for new stuff to come in, for new creations, right? So getting rid of things that no longer serve a purpose in our creative process, or just to help us do what it is that we're trying to do in the world. And Moon in Virgo is a time for, weeding the garden, editing your work, really getting particular about what belongs here and putting those things in their places, and then getting particular about what doesn't go along here, go here, and again, shedding it, pushing it out, taking it down to the Goodwill or whatever it is. Okay, so that's the moon in Virgo today. We're about to get to that new moon on Wednesday, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Mercury is in Libra today as well, and the Sun and Mercury are going to conjunct in the sky today. That means today, if we could see them both, they would look as though they are in the same place at the same time in the sky. They're just right on top of each other, and that's a feeling of being kind of combined under pressure. So that can feel a little bit chaotic to some people. It can feel, that sense of pressure can feel a little bit much to some people. So it's going to be a matter of how you what you make of it. But Sun conjunct Mercury brings us clarity. We go through this several times a year where, we've got the Sun moving along and Mercury kind of goes out here and then back here and then out here and then back here. So they meet up occasionally. They meet up like 6 times a year. And that's a great time for us to, again, get some clarity. And it's happening in Libra. So we're getting some clarity about the balance in our relationships, right? Are we giving as good as we get? And it's happening at the South Node, which is about what's going out the back. It's about what we can no longer use for real. It's about making room for the stuff that's coming in by getting rid of the stuff that no longer serves a purpose, right? So that should be what the clarity that comes in is about right now. It might give you some clarity as to what just needs to be let go. Like sometimes, things, people, situations begin to depart from us and we're like, no, you want to hold on to it. It felt good or it worked well for you. But at this time, if you see that something is departing, it's a good time to just allow it to leave, because we are making room for bigger, better things, the bigger, better things we want for ourselves and our lives to come in. All right. So big clarity. Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. We've got that new moon coming up on Wednesday, and that's going to also bring some clarity for us. But before I talk about that, I want to let you know also that that Venus is in Scorpio and Mars is in Cancer. These are both water signs. So relationship-wise, the way we interact with other people can be kind of emotional right now. Venus in Scorpio, again, getting rid of, clearing out, especially romantic habits or friendship habits, relationship habits that no longer work for us. Okay, we used to do things one way. We used to handle situations with somebody one way, and now we realize that has not been working for us. We're just going to let it go. It's going out the back. Let it keep going. Okay. And Venus in Scorpio is like that. It's sort of cleansing the depths of our relationships so that we can, again, make room for better things to come in. Mars in Cancer, poor Mars just likes to make progress. It is the principle of assertion. It is the principle of aggression. And Cancer likes to move sideways. It's a little bit like trying to forge your way across a rushing river, okay? Which means that, you may not be able to make the direct progress that you want to make at the speed that you would like to make it. Sometimes you're trying to move forward, but the current is too strong here. So you're going to have to step aside, or you're going to have to figure out another way to get across without getting washed entirely downstream. But it's going to be a little bit like 2 steps forward, 2 steps to the side, 1 step back, 1 step to the side, 2 steps forward, 2 steps to the side, right? So it's a little bit of a meandering journey. Whatever it is that we are assertive about, whatever it is we're trying to take action on in our lives, just understand that it might be going a little bit slow right now, but the progress is there. Okay, so today we have the Sun conjunct Mercury, which I talked about. Clarity, especially about things that are out of balance, especially about things that we can allow to leave us so that we're making room for better things to come in. And then yesterday we had Mars trine to Saturn. So this is a really positive sign for work. It says that whatever you are trying to make progress on, even if the progress is slow, Mars in Cancer, that it's positive. Progress is sort of blessed from above, and we're getting a certain amount of allowing and grace to make the progress that we want, especially toward our goals, especially on our responsibilities and the things that we are practically trying to take care of, the practical things we are trying to take care of in our lives. Okay. On Wednesday, we have that new moon in Libra with a solar eclipse. That means it's happening at the South Node, which is in Libra. And the South Node, again, is about what's going out the back, what we are releasing, what can no longer serve a purpose for us. So don't try to hold on to that stuff as it leaves, okay? And it may be that a situation or a person even is walking out of our lives this time, and that might not feel very good to us. We may, have a tendency to want to try to control that situation or hold on to that situation in some way. But really, at this time, anything that is leaving us, anything that is falling behind us, it's just going to fall behind. We've got to let it go. Okay. So I just want to encourage you to be in the mode of release and allowing things to be released, so that, again, there's room for better things to grow in our lives. And that new moon is all about it. It's about striking the balance by allowing things to go. It's sort of like my end of the scale has gotten heavy and now some things want to leave, so I can lighten up my end of the scale, right? And that brings things back into balance. And with that eclipse, the eclipse happening in Libra coming up on Wednesday is the last eclipse in Libra for another 20-ish years. And the first eclipse in Libra for this cycle was last October. And that was when, the conflict in Israel and Palestine first blew up again. We've seen a lot of turmoil and conflict in the world over the past year. But, that has really been the name of the game for the past several years as well. I'm just really hoping as we reach this Libra, this final eclipse in Libra, that we're going to see a chapter close on some of those conflicts, that we're going to see some things come back into balance and see justice really begin to get served. Because if Libra is about anything, it is about justice. It's about telling the truth and making things wash out in such a way that they are balanced and everybody got what they needed or what they deserved, right? Okay, so that is the new moon. And the new moon is a time when we reset. It is our creative reset as well. So if you compare it to the breath, it's that pause at the bottom of the breath. You take a deep breath and then you let it out. And that pause at the bottom of the breath is the new moon. It's where we reset. It's where we come back to ourselves, to our home, to our creative space, and we have cleared out the stuff that no longer works. And so we can just discover who we are right now, what it is that we have right now, and then begin to imagine what it is that we might want to achieve over the coming weeks, months, and years. So this is Wednesday is the ending and beginning of a new creative cycle. And we'll talk about that on Wednesday as well. Coming up on Friday, Venus is going to have a trine to Saturn. So Mars had a trine to Saturn yesterday, and now Venus is going to have a trine to Saturn coming up on Friday, and they're both in water signs. When you have a trine, both planets are in the same element. So Venus trine to Saturn, I love that vibe, because it is about, sort of being allowed to notice what it is that you like, love, and can't get enough of, and make practical progress toward having that. Make practical progress toward having the balance in your life of the things that you like, love, and can't get enough of, and making practical progress just toward feeling more satisfied, having the attention and the affection and the recognition that we desire and deserve. So that trine coming up on Friday, very gracious vibe, very allowing. It's more like it's not really something that you have to do. It's more like open up and allow this grace to be part of your life. Allow this discovery of practical options for getting what you desire to influence you. Okay. And then after that, on Saturdays, Mercury is going to be square to Mars. So that can be a little bit challenging. It's really like I'm trying to make progress, but my plans may not be completely aligned, or the conversations that I'm having are showing me that the people I'm working with may not be completely aligned with the progress that I'm trying to make. So little bump in the road, but the square always asks a question like, are you going to let this stop you, right? It throws up a little stop sign and then it says, are you going to let this keep you here, or are you going to go ahead and put your foot on the gas and move forward? And, check, make sure you're not going to run into anybody or cause any calamities, and then you put your foot on the gas and you move forward, right? You get past that blockage, you get past that hump, you go past the stop sign, okay? Pause, take a look around, discover what the situation is, and then say, okay, but this is the progress I want to make, and I'm going to keep making it. And then the next thing I want to just say is that for the next 4 weeks, the astrology is going to be very active. Okay, it's going to be a little bit challenging. There are a lot of different things happening in the sky. And when there are a lot of different things happening in the sky, there are often just a lot of things happening in our personal lives and in our public lives. There is a lot going on. And so it's not all positive. It's not all negative. It's definitely not all negative, but it is a little bit complex, and it's going to keep us on our toes. So I just want to remind you that it's okay to take it easy on yourself. It's okay to take your time and move forward at a pace that works for you, okay? There's no need to be in a hurry right now because things are unfolding very rapidly, even if they feel like they're going slowly for you at the time, okay? So the next 4 weeks, very active. Please take care of yourselves. Please nurture yourselves. Please remember all the good things that you are about in the world, especially if you feel like you're struggling or you feel like you're, maybe messing things up or not making the progress that you'd like to make. Understand that, you are still, as long as you're still trying, right? As long as you are still working on those goals, as long as you're still trying to make that progress, as long as you are still trying to strike the balance in these relationships and trying to let go of the things that don't serve a purpose, then you're doing fine. But please, go slow, go easy on yourselves at this time. And then after the next 4 weeks, we're going to reach Samhain. It's going to be the halfway point between the autumnal equinox and the winter solstice, and that is the time when the veil gets thin. We reach Halloween right around that time, and then the new moon in Scorpio comes up on the 1st of November. So the veil gets thin and we get into really spooky season, and we get into this beautiful time where we get to think about and honor our ancestors and the people and things that have come before us. Okay, so that is the update for this week and the coming weeks. I see that I'm almost at 20 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and close this off. But I will be back on Wednesday and Friday. I get on here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to talk about the coming astrology. So hopefully this was helpful for you today. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday, and I hope you all have a lovely week. Mwah. See you soon.